Best bites forever.
Hi, welcome to my channel. I'm Chef Alicia, and in this video I'm making sofrito. If you're not already a subscriber, please take this time to subscribe now. I'm starting off here with about 30 cloves of garlic, and today I'm using the pre-peeled, easy kind of use garlic here. I'm going to cut the little tips off of them, and then I'm going to put them into my food processor. I'm using probably 30-ish garlic cloves here, which I'm going to call equal to 2 bulbs of garlic. So the recipe is 2 bulbs of garlic. The next thing that I'm going to be using is some bell peppers. Here I am using 5 bell peppers. There are a couple other types of peppers that you can use for this recipe if you would like to. You can use the ají dulce or the cubanelles, whatever you happen to have available in your area. If you have the ají dulce, they are absolutely wonderful in this, but they are not available where I live, unfortunately. But I do love the bell peppers in this, so everything's cool. So I'm going to go ahead and start cutting these up, and when I cut them up, I like to get the seeds out. If they don't bother you, leave them in there, but to me they kind of cook up a little bit bitter, so I like to take them out. The way I'm cutting up my bell peppers is just cutting down the sides, and then I am going to kind of try not to hurt this little packet of seeds there because I don't want them to get everywhere, and I'm going to feed those to my tortoise. The next thing I'm doing is adding those bell pepper pieces into my food processor along with the garlic, and then I'm just going to pulse these ingredients together. You just want to pulse it a couple of times. Don't turn it into like a liquid, and this isn't quite there. I'm going to pulse it just a couple of more times and kind of show you the consistency that I'm looking for. So this is absolutely perfect for me, so I'm going to go ahead and empty my food processor into a bowl, and everything that I chop is going to be going into this bowl. I'm going to continue with the bell peppers and then move on to my onions. Normally I use 2 yellow onions for this, but today the onions were looking a little bit sad at the grocery store, so I decided to use white onions, and these were a little bit small, so I'm using 3. But generally I use 2 yellow onions for this recipe. If you can't happen to find them, then go ahead and substitute the white ones instead. So I'm going to peel these onions and cut them in half, mainly just so that they fit easily into my food processor and chop up easily. My next ingredient is recao, and I find this at my Asian food market, not my Asian food market, I don't own it, but you know, like the one that's local to me, and I'm going to use a whole bunch of it, like the entire bunch. I put it in there with my onions because I find that they chop down better if they're in there with something else. If you put them into the food processor, like just the leaves, they just don't chop down as well. So I'm going to move this over to my bowl and again give it a nice stir. Plum tomatoes are also traditionally added, but I don't put them in there because I like to be able to add them into the individual recipes. You might also like to add olives, capers, oregano, cilantro, pimientos, red roasted peppers, or sweet chili peppers. So this is basically it for my basic sofrito. But if you would like to make this a cooked sofrito, you would saute a 1/4 pound of salt pork and 6 ounces of ham in achiote oil. Then you would add the mixture and saute for 10 minutes. Or you can place all of the ingredients into a caldero or other heavy pot with some achiote oil, bring it to a boil, simmer it for 20 minutes, stir it occasionally, and then cool and store it. I like to keep mine fresh like this, so if you're following any of my recipes, I am using the fresh sofrito. I take mine and I portion it into these sandwich baggies, 1 cup at a time, and then I put them into 1 large gallon baggie and I freeze them all together. That way it's ready for my recipes. This is what it looks like when I'm all finished. Please, again, subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Also, you can find me on all of my social media. Thank you so much for watching, and happy cooking, everyone.
bestbitesforever.com